What sparked my interest with Ethereum? It was a conversation at a lunch where a number of us technologists get together and we discuss what's the latest and greatest. And some new kids said, "Have you heard about this new application called Ethereum? It's a cryptocurrency with a programming language." And I hadn't heard of it. They said, "Do you know what Bitcoin is?" Yes, I know what Bitcoin is. So imagine Bitcoin and a programming language together. What could you do with that? And because we were working on a secure records platform already, one of the things we wanted to do was track certain pieces of it with precision and honesty and truth. Ethereum sounded like the greatest solution ever in that first instant. What I did next was spent 48 hours straight researching everything I could find on the internet in regards to Ethereum. And it turns out it's this 19-year-old, now 19-year-old or 21-year-old Canadian Russian kid named Vitalik Buterin. Intelligent guy, but what really struck me as something that something important, something about his ethos that was important, is that he really tried to encapsulate this technological and fintech solution in a very altruistic, very open, very balanced philosophy. He was building a thing based on a passion of his. And so I saw this parallel between going through that arc of PCs with floppy drives, getting modems, going onto bulletin boards and starting to build a community. I immediately saw that with this Ethereum platform. And now, 2 years later, the community is insane. The development projects that are coming online are crazy. There's so many different ones. And it's kind of cool having been there right at the beginning. Our platform, D-Health, is really the second rendition of our original idea called MyHealth IRL. And MyHealth IRL was the first medical app on the DApp list, on the decentralized app list, which you can look up. And we started that back in April of 2016. And it was a perfect transition from our secure file platform to a secure blockchain-enabled file platform. And so we were in that space, and we've been pushing this idea ever since. And that's really the first steps of D-Health. Seeing blockchain, matching it up with our file security, and then also having it match with our philosophy of kind of doing good and creating truth and trust in the world. It just all fit. So we're in process of going out and asking for money. And if you as an individual want to join us as a member, you can help us develop this platform by going to dhealthnetwork.io and just hit the join button. So our funding model is come and buy some tokens and help get involved right now. We're actually selling them at this very moment. Just go to the website, dhealthnetwork.io. The other big thing about investing in D-Health right now is every dollar you give, we take 72% of it and put it against action projects. So we have these action projects. We have quite a few of them, but for the top, the ones that I find are very important are we have funding independent research for cancer and diabetes, two of the biggest medical issues worldwide. We have an action project geared towards giving people relief from their health debt. This is a big problem in the US right now. And we have a global initiative for clean water that we'd like to support. So that's a very large project. They need a lot of funding and support. And then one that's close to my heart is there's a local group that is providing rehabilitation services and supporting kids that have gone through child slavery. And so we're going to be putting a lot of focus on that also. So you give us $1, we give you $1 worth of cryptocurrency. Of your dollar, 72 cents of that dollar is going to help someone, something, or develop a research project. And so we knew this was something. We knew that we needed to package these health records and at least personally keep them at first, and get a way of creating a historical record, something that kind of gives you an angel on your shoulder that says, this was me, this is me. And while we were working on the technology, a report came out from the Mayo Clinic that said basically, yeah, there's only about 8 to 21% of first diagnoses are correct. And 1 in 5 are so wrong, what was the term? May cause morbidity or mortality. We need to send this in front of a number of different doctors, because you can't expect a single practitioner to have the perfect hammer for every nail. But if you're sitting in front of the wrong specialist, you may be solving the wrong problem. Now we're in full swing. We're integrating different components of technology, not only with the secure file storage and being able to transport it, but putting that cryptocurrency on there allows you to open up the medical and health service professionals to a different way of getting paid for their training. I should be able to simultaneously send my files out to 4 or 5 different people and pay whoever is coming in, not randomly, not random people, but see their certification, right? We need to move to this new type of paradigm, both patient-centered, but also patient-owned records and patient commerce. We're the starting point of a multi-trillion-dollar industry. We're like the Bitcoin, we're the Bitcoin of the Bitcoin environment. We're the dollar, we're the gold. It's not to say that doctors are doing this for money. That's not what I'm saying. But there is a whole industry around it, and not all of them are medical professionals, and a lot of them are making a lot of money based on just pushing products at us. So if we can take control of our health records first, our health data second, and be able to create a sense of control around who we are health-wise. Here's a new way of thinking where this new environment gives us power, lets doctors do what they do well, and gets rid of all the crap they don't like to do, like managing records. And we can put researchers against that data in real time, all right? And then the last component is, how do we pay for this? Well, there's tons of people who want to put money into really good investments that pay back. But if you have a group of us that agree that this data is trusted, it's on the blockchain, these are certified medical professionals, these are the top researchers in their fields because we see what they're doing, and we're independently financing them, right? This is an independently financed researcher who's all about the pure science. We can all sit back and go, oh, this guy's not doing it for any other reason because he likes to do this. With our open data as a community on the blockchain, we know that it's real data, real research, independent investors, we call them benefactors, who are going to be helping us make all this thing work. And then healthcare service providers and healthcare consumers are now working together. But those are the components of DHealth. The other side of it is if you're a large-scale investor who's looking to develop a platform, a product, or something else within the health-related industry, we have a method of creating teams and actions. We call them action projects. So we combine both the team and value from the individual investors and members with the money from benefactors who may want to sponsor a cancer research, independently financed cancer research action project, we call them. Or you may want to provide development of a new financial services model, for instance, using microloans to pay for health instead of constantly paying into health insurance. So these action projects allow the benefactors to come in with larger amounts of money, track them, and put them into a system that's not going to be volatile like the cryptocurrencies of Bitcoin and Ethereum. We were watching them go up and down all the time. You want to put it in a more steady state thing that has a more stable return, like a bond. We're creating these action projects to have these bond-like attributes. So the individuals can come in and get their voice heard and back action projects, and then the larger institutional investors can come in as benefactors to these. The benefactors are saying, hey, stable place to put my money, but I also can attach my reputation to, hey, Shell Oil could, for instance, be sponsoring new cancer research, but their thumbs and fingers aren't pushing the pawns around. They're wanting the reputation of a transparent, independent research platform with true data. And the investors at the low end can feel like their problem is being taken care of by independent researchers. So our funding model is come and buy some tokens and help get involved right now. We're actually selling them at this very moment. Just go to the website, dhealthnetwork.io. And then the large scale investors need to come to us and say, hey, here's the action projects we have. Do you want to be associated with it? And these are fairly large action projects. This is things like, we want to help the UN track migration, medical migration issues, like who's hurt where and what supports they need. There's big problems with dysentery and getting access to clean water. There's also issues around women's health worldwide and getting to these displaced people, how to be safe and how to be healthy. So we have these action projects. We have quite a few of them, but for the top, the ones that I find are very important are we have funding independent research for cancer and diabetes, two of the biggest medical issues worldwide. We have an action project geared towards giving people relief from their health debt. This is a big problem in the U.S. right now. And we have a global initiative for clean water that we'd like to support. So that's a very large project. They need a lot of funding and support. And then one that's close to my heart is there's a local group that is providing rehabilitation services and supporting kids that have gone through child slavery. And so we're going to be putting a lot of focus on that also. So you give us $1, we give you $1 worth of cryptocurrency. Of your dollar, 72 cents of that dollar is going to help someone, something, or develop a research project.